When you take a step back and look at what's going on with Marvel right now, one thing becomes really clear. Patience actually might pay off, especially when it comes to long-awaited characters like the Hulk finally getting his proper spotlight again. Because for the longest time, Hulk has been stuck in this weird place inside the MCU. He's never really had his own sequel after The Incredible Hulk from 2008, even though other heroes like Thor and Captain America kept getting chance after chance to shine in solo movies. But the way things are shaping up now, with Red Hulk officially in the MCU and Marvel showing signs of returning to more grounded, simpler designs, it feels like the moment might finally be here for an Incredible Hulk 2. Now, let's talk about why that even makes sense. For years, Marvel leaned heavily into upgrading and constantly tweaking everything, from character appearances to costume redesigns. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But lately, you can tell they're pulling back a little. For example, look at Fantastic Four First Steps. Their costumes aren't over-designed or overloaded with unnecessary details. Instead, they went back to something simple, almost classic but still stylish. And fans loved it. The same thing happened with Spider-Man. The brand new suit Tom Holland wears in Spider-Man Brand New Day is grounded and straightforward, and even though it's simple, it still looks fresh. People are excited about it because sometimes less really is more. That shift in Marvel's approach, keeping things clean, grounded, and more faithful to the character's core, fits perfectly with what Hulk fans have wanted for years: a return to the raw, angry, unstoppable version of Hulk. Not just smart Hulk cracking jokes in the lab, but the furious, destructive Hulk who feels dangerous. And here's where things get even more interesting. Because now that Red Hulk has entered the MCU, the timing couldn't be better for Marvel to bring back Green Hulk in his angrier form. The introduction of Thunderbolt Ross as Red Hulk sets up a natural rivalry, almost like a mirror image story. On top of that, Marvel has been sprinkling in elements that seem to be hinting at Hulk's bigger role again. Captain America Brave New World included Betty Ross, the leader, and Thunderbolt Ross, all huge parts of Hulk's history. On paper, it looked like the perfect chance to fold Hulk back into the story, almost like giving fans a stealth Incredible Hulk sequel. But oddly enough, Ruffalo's Hulk was nowhere to be seen in that movie. That choice raised eyebrows, because it felt like the film had so many Hulk connections but left out the main guy himself. Although Marvel claimed they didn't want Hulk to overshadow Captain America's story, the absence felt off. Fans noticed. And now, with Hulk set to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day instead, the situation feels even stranger. Because when you think about it, Hulk and Spider-Man haven't shared much screen time at all in the MCU. Their worlds don't really overlap. Spider-Man is usually a street-level hero, swinging through cities, fighting crime bosses or personal enemies, while Hulk's stories are bigger, almost apocalyptic. So why drop him into a Spider-Man film? It's a curious move, and while Marvel will probably find a way to make it work, the choice does make Captain America Brave New World look worse in hindsight. That movie was basically loaded with Hulk elements, and leaving him out only makes his random inclusion in Spider-Man 4 feel more out of place. But here's where the optimism kicks in. Even though Marvel's handling of Hulk hasn't always been perfect, the pieces are starting to line up for a proper comeback. Remember, Marvel didn't push Hulk's solo rights before because Universal had the distribution rights. That's why he kept showing up in team movies like The Avengers, Thor Ragnarok, and She-Hulk Attorney at Law instead of starring in his own films. But with those rights issues no longer being the same problem they once were, Marvel finally has the chance to give Hulk another movie. And honestly, it could be as simple as calling it The Incredible Hulk 2. Just the title alone would instantly remind people of the 2008 movie and signal that Marvel is ready to dive back into Hulk's story in a serious way. Think about how big that could be. An Incredible Hulk 2 could easily explore storylines fans have been begging for, like World War Hulk, or a version where Bruce Banner loses control completely and Hulk becomes the dominant persona. A title like No More Banner Only Hulk would set the tone right away. And with Red Hulk, the leader, and possibly other gamma-powered characters now part of the MCU, there's no shortage of villains or conflicts to build a powerful Hulk-centered movie around. Plus, Mark Ruffalo has proven himself as Bruce Banner over the years, and fans would definitely rally behind him finally getting his own solo sequel. And the timing of all this couldn't be better because Marvel is clearly trying to reset and get back to basics in phases 5 and 6. After years of overly complicated multiverse storylines, audiences are craving something simpler, more grounded, and more character-focused. Hulk fits that perfectly. His story doesn't need multiverse variants or timeline headaches, it just needs to focus on Banner's struggle, Hulk's rage, and the world reacting to the monster he becomes. That core conflict is timeless, and Marvel already proved in 2008's The Incredible Hulk that it works when you let Hulk be the center of his own story. Although some fans didn't appreciate that movie when it first came out, it has actually aged really well. Compared to the lighter, more comedic take on Smart Hulk, the 2008 version feels raw and intense, showing the isolation, fear, and danger of Banner's life. In fact, that's what makes many fans nostalgic for Angry Hulk. They want to see him smash again, not just tinker with gadgets in a lab. And bringing back that version now would feel fresh because Marvel has spent years softening him up. A return to Angry Hulk would almost feel like something new, even though it's really a return to basics. So let's connect the dots. Marvel's costume and design philosophy is shifting back towards simpler, classic looks. Fantastic Four proves it, Spider-Man's grounded new suit proves it, and even the official looks for Tom Holland's costume that Sony revealed show it. Fans are responding positively because those designs feel authentic. That's the exact same energy Marvel could bring to Hulk. Strip him back to what made him great, focus on the raw emotion and rage, and build a movie around that. And now that Red Hulk is in play, there's a natural antagonist waiting for him. Add in the leader, and you've got a bunch of villains that make sense for Hulk's world without forcing multiverse gimmicks. It's worth mentioning that Marvel's 2025 movies were a mixed bag. Captain America: Brave New World didn't land as well as Marvel hoped, but Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four: First Steps were considered some of the best Marvel movies in years. That shows Marvel is still capable of big wins when they focus on what works. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.